Good morning. I hope you can hear me because it's a little bit windy where I am. I am in Kailua Beach, Hawaii. It is a little past sunrise, and I am bringing for you today a little uh, ab core focus with some stretching workout. So I've been traveling a little bit, and so I want to work a little bit on my core and a little bit on my hips for some stretching. So today will be about 10 or 15 minutes. Um, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy the beautiful scenery around me. Let's get started. All right. So come down to your back on the mat. All right. Ooh, fun. We have some outriggers coming by. All right. Come down to the mat. You can have your hands down by your hips or your hands behind your head. And just take a moment laying here on your back. Take a couple breaths, connecting with your breath, connecting with your core. Settle into the mat, settle into the surface that you're laying on, and sink a little bit deeper into that surface. Every exhale gets you a little bit heavier. Notice the muscles around your core that move, how they move as you inhale. And can you tighten that connection as you exhale? Bringing that work into the center of your body. Center, front, sides, and back. Notice any tension in your jaw, your neck, your hips, and can you release any of that tension and just bring that tension to your core. One more breath like that. Inhale, prepare. As you exhale, nod your chin to your chest, curl up into your little abdominal curl. Inhale, lower back down. Let your head be heavy in your hands. Exhale, pull your ribs closer to your pubic bone or your thighs. Every time, aiming to get a little higher. These guys are going to work hard this morning. Let's add a little march. So as I curl up, put one leg to tabletop, lightly lower it down. Alternate sides. And you're not relaxing on the way down. You're staying active, resisting gravity. The next time we come up, I want you to bring both legs up into tabletop and both legs down. As long as you can keep your pelvis steady. Girl, or stay with that alternating patterns. And lower. Let's do 4 more. Lightly lower the legs. Last one. And then rest all the way down. Rock your hips side to side if you need to. Now we're going to go into some bridges here, all right? Bring your hands down by your hips, collarbones wide, or you could have your arms up towards the sky. I like to start with my hands down by my hips. Rock your pelvis towards you, peel your spine up, reach your knees past your toes, and lengthen your spine all the way down. And again, rock your pelvis towards you. Exhale, press into the feet. Lift your hips. Inhale and exhale, lowering down. Let's do one more like that, articulating up, bone by bone, lengthening the spine, and lengthening the spine all the way down. So bring your pelvis to neutral, a little space between your low back and the mat. Press into your feet, lift your hips, and lower. Hinging from the shoulder blades, press into the mat with your hands, or if you like that arm option, float them up. Keep your collarbones wide. Lift and lower. On the next one, you're going to lift up. Get really steady into one side. I want you to keep your hips level as you lift one leg up into tabletop and set it down. Press into the other side as you lift and lower. If I had a level across my hips, those little bubbles in the center wouldn't move as I shift from one side to the other. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower all the way down. Take a little twist side to side. And then come back to center. Bring your hands behind your head. We're going to go into single leg stretch here, all right? Classical exercise. Now, option to keep your head down or come up into a curl and keep your hands behind your head, all right? So you have those two options. I am going to show the full version with the choreography. So I'm going to bring my hands down by my side. I'm going to curl up into a little abdominal curl, float my legs up into tabletop. I'm going to draw one knee in. My opposite hand comes to the knee. Same side hand comes to the ankle. And then I switch. And I switch. And I switch. Now, if you had some imaginary eggshells or bubble wrap behind you, right at your base ribs, could you curl up a little extra and not pop those bubbles or not crush those eggshells? Pull your chest a little closer to your thigh. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From center and rest all the way down. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna do double leg stretch. So option to keep your head down, have your hands behind your head. I'm gonna show the full version, but with double leg stretch, we have an imprinted spine. So I want you to tuck your tail up towards the sky between your thighs and press your low back into the mat and keep it there. You're gonna come up into your little abdominal curl, float your legs up. Now we tuck into a tight little ball with keeping your spine on the mat. We're gonna reach everything nice and long. Tuck into that tight little ball. Remember those bubbles. Reach. Don't pop those bubbles as you reach everything out. Reach. You get to pop the bubbles at the low back though. It's kind of fun to pop bubbles, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come center and rest all the way down. All right, we're going to go back to some bridging, all right? So hands by your sides or lift it up. Collarbones nice and wide. Lift your hips up into a bridge. Get really strong into your left side. Let's say left side. Keep the hips level. Lift your right leg straight up towards the sky, all right? We're going to lower that right leg and lift it back up. Just so it's level with the knee. Don't go lower. So knees come even and then you lift right back up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to lift up and we're going to do little pulses. Up, up. Lower the hips an inch, lift, reach. Get more lift out of that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips lifted. Open the right leg to the right. Don't lean to the left and bring it back center. It's going to be small because if you go too far, you're gonna drop your hips. You're gonna fall. 3, 2, 1. Come center. Set that foot down. Get really strong into the right leg. Lift the left nice and straight. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Look at all these wonderful people enjoying their sunrise walk. It's lovely. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up, little pulses. Pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips lifted. Open that left leg to the left. Bring it center. Remember, not too far. The wider the range of motion, the more challenging it's going to be to stay level. You got it. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Come center and lower all the way down. Let's do a little twist again. Twist to the side and center And twist to the side and center. Now, we're gonna do a little exercise, putting those together. You're like, what are we doing? So it's gonna be a little curl, a little like single leg stretch, and then a bridge, all right? So I'm gonna have my hands behind my head. I'm gonna curl up, bring one knee into my chest. Now I'm gonna push into my opposite leg, extend that lifted leg long. Come center, curl up, and reach. Curl up, and reach. You got it. Let's do 4 more. 4, and 3. This is spicy. 2, and 1. And come center. I slid down my mat a little bit. I'm going to shift down. All right, now we're going to do the other side. Hands behind the head. All right, so we're going to curl up, bring that knee in, press into the foot, extend the leg long. Come up and reach. Come up and reach. Look at these guys. Whew. They are committed. So are you. You're doing it. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Each way. Come center. Ooh, hello hamstrings. Pull your knees into your chest. Give your low back a little massage. All right, we're gonna do that same exercise with a little twist. You know my twists. Sometimes they're figurative, sometimes they're literal. All right, this one is a literal twist. So I have my left foot down and my right leg lifted. So as I curl up, I'm gonna twist my left shoulder to my right knee, and then I'm gonna reach long and go into that bridge. Twist, come center, bridge. Twist, come center, bridge. 5 more on this side. 4, woo, 3, 2, last 1. Each way, come center. Woo, let's do the other side. Right foot down, left leg lifted, twist, press into the right foot. Woo, twist, and press, reach that left leg. Last 5 on this side. Woo, this side's harder for me. 4, 3, you got it. We're almost done. 2, last 1. And pull your knees into your chest. Rock your legs side to side. And help yourself up. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, come on up. Slip over. Oh, this is where the wind's gonna get a little bit bad because I'm facing the wind now. All right, we're gonna do some swan. You know this one. Hands shoulder width apart. Anchor your pubic bone into the mat. Lift your head. Lift your chest as you press into the mat. And lower down. Use an inhale. Lift up. And lower down. Do a few of these. Stretch out your abdominals. Waking up your back muscles for a little extension. So we're going to do a single arm version of this as well. So we did single leg versions of bridges and some single arm version of swan. All right. But we're going to use our hands first, both arms, just to wake ourselves up and get ready. But sometimes it's nice to know where we're going. Sometimes I leave it a surprise. Let's do 3 more. It's a beautiful day. 2. This one. And then lower all the way down. So for the single arm version, you're probably not going to come up as high, and that's okay. You're working your back muscles. I really want you to focus on staying centered in your mat and not tipping or leaning to one side versus the other. So I want your hands a little closer to the midline of your body instead of wider when we were using both arms. And then set your hands a little bit further away from you, and that's going to help you modulate your height a little bit. You're not going to come up as high, all right? So you're going to press into your hand. One hand lifts out and reaches. And lower down. So see, I keep my working arm bent, and I'm not going to come up as high. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I'm not tipping, I'm not leaning. Bring your belly up with you. You want to protect your low back. So I started with my hands a little further out. If this is really easy for you, you work your hands a little closer to your body, and you'll be able to come up a little higher. Press your feet into the ground. Yep. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, last 1, and lower all the way down. Wag your hips side to side. And in honor of being at the beach, we're going to do one of my favorite back exercises, breaststroke. Okay? You're going to bring your arms to a 90 degree, your elbows to a 90 degree angle out beside you. You can have the option of leaving your legs down. I'm going to show with lifted legs. Lift your head, lift your chest, dive your arms forward, sweep your arms back, lift up through the head and chest. Exhale, dive forward. Every time you lift up, can you aim to get a millimeter higher? Pretend you're a little mermaid at the ocean, singing part of your world, coming up on that rock, water splashing around. Let's do 5 more. Pause at the top for the last 4, and then dive forward. Get a little higher each time. You got it. 3, 2, last 1. And lower all the way down. Let's take a child's pose. We're done with our core work, and we're going to go into some stretching. So sit your hips back to your heels. First stretch is child's pose for the back. Just breathe into your low back. Breathe into your sides. Expand your ribs up towards the sky and out to the sides. Bring both hands over to the right side of your mat and send your hips in the opposite direction. Feel that stretch through the left side body. Now send your inhale into that left lung. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Last breath on this side. And then walk your hands through center over to the left side, stretching out through that right waistline now. Send your breath into your right lung. Feel the ribs expand. Get a little bit more space in between the ribs. 1 more breath. And then we're going to come slightly out of that child's pose and into puppy dog. I like to flex my toes. You could have your feet flat. So hips are high in puppy dog. And you extend your arms out and you aim your chest to the mat. Your chest might hit the mat, it might not. So hang out in puppy. For a few breaths. Stretch out through the front of the armpits. Now we're going to add a little tricep stretch. So bring your elbows together. You can set your forehead on the mat and bend your elbows. Aim your thumbs towards your mid-back. Reach your elbows up the mat. And breathe. Let's take one more breath with this stretch. Extend your arms long and come out of that stretch. All right, the next stretch is going to be a little inner thigh stretch. It's frog, all right? So I like to have my knees, both knees on the mat. So I'm going to turn to the side and I'm going to spread my knees out and bring your big toes together behind you. So at first, this is an intense stretch. For me, it might not be for you. You're listening to your body with any of these stretches that you're going to a point that feels like a nice stretch for you, but it's not too much. You don't have to jump into a ridiculously hard position. It shouldn't be painful. These stretches should feel nice. You might be up on your hands or you might be on your elbows like I am, or you might be even able to come down to your chest. Eventually I can come down to my chest. It takes me a while. Take a couple breaths here. And so settle into that. Notice that if you have some more space, you can come down a little. Come down to a level that works for you. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly ease your way out of that. All right, so a little more inner thigh stretching and a little side bending. All right, a little for the hamstrings as well, because we did work those hamstrings in our bridges. All right, so we're going to come into a half straddle position. So I have my left leg bent and my right leg long. So I want you to rotate your torso towards your right leg and you're going to reach towards your feet. Maybe you can reach your toes, maybe you can't. Can you pull your toes a little bit? You'll get a little bonus calf stretch. You'll feel this on the outside of the hip. You'll feel this in your hamstrings and your calf if you have that little pull. Lean forward. Take a couple breaths here. And then you're going to come up nice and tall. Now you're going to twist back to center. You're going to bring your right elbow down and your left arm up and over into a side stretch for that left side. It's a little deeper side stretch than we found in our child's pose side stretch. Soften your shoulders if you notice any tension creeping up. Soften your jaw. And then restack. Let's switch sides. So right leg bent, left leg long. You're going to twist. I want to aim your shoulders over your left leg. Ooh, this side's a little tighter for me. It's fun to notice the differences between the sides. Okay, so I said at the beginning this was going to be 10 or 15 minutes. I guess I lied. It's a little bit longer. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. We're almost done. We're just going to end on this side. A little pull of your toes to get that bonus calf stretch. Take a couple breaths. And then stack up nice and tall. Twist back to center. You're going to bring your left elbow down and right hand comes up. Let's take 2 more breaths on this side. And then restack up nice and tall. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little routine. I'm gonna get up and just show you where I am so you can enjoy a little bit of the beauty of the ocean.